All right, here we go again. We finally got time to stream today. Sorry for the delay, but I was actually taking care of some IRL things because again, I'm going home in a couple of days. So enough yapping. Let's get right to this. So we actually had a stream early, which is actually amazing. We actually had the time to do a stream. Did Golden Sun, like I promised. Now we'll do Vira. Then tomorrow I'll do the horror one. As usual, don't mind me being in a gym string. It's so fucking hot in here. Okay. Okay, so let me just look at where we ended off last time, actually. So give me a second. So this should be... We were talking about her Yandere, going beyond the Yandere traits. Okay. So let me just give me a second just to reread this again. Okay. And as usual, it always helps to reread your stuff just in case. Okay. Looks good to me. Okay, so we're going into good territory now. So we should talk about... Let's go into a little bit more detail about the psychological aspect of this. Again, I'm a licensed professional. I just do a lot of research, and I'm good friends with psychologists. So we always bump heads together, and I always cross-reference with them before I actually write my narratives. So again, just hear me out on this one. It's always good having someone to cross-reference, just in case. Okay, so let's go into a little bit more detail about the psychological aspect of this. Let's see. Okay, we can do this. Oh. Section 12. Alright, we're at the halfway point. Thank fucking God. This is definitely gonna be one of my longer videos. Not by choice, mind you. Again, yeah, we can go with this angle. Fully. Okay, so definitely she shows, I'm not saying she has it, but she shows certain aspects of BPD. Like, we can't ignore them. Oh my God. We've talked about this before plenty of times, so it's often. Discussion. Definitely emotional extremes, especially in her case. Alright, I gotta read this again. There are names for the pain Vera lives with, but none of them fully contain her. Borderline personality disorder, BPD, is often used as a shorthand in discussions around characters like Vera. Characters gripped by the fear of abandonment, consumed by emotional extremes, and tormented by unstable identity. We're not going to deny that she's totally unstable. We cannot deny that. I always recommend people actually read about the brain. You'll find out there's a lot to our little gray matter in our gnomes. Like, definitely read up on it. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, certain things that people actually suffer through every day. I have a lot of time on my hands, so I'm always reading. Where do we want to go with this? Okay, so Vira's. Again, I'll be going home in the next couple of days, so I'll have a lot more time to actually sit down and do these long streams. I'm kind of limited by work, because work's being work. Like, there's some days I have plenty of time, there's some days I don't have time. Like, I was trying to get three streams out of the way, but I only got a chance to do 2. And one of them was during my lunch break. Or oscillations, what I use here. Oscillation. No. No, oscillations. If I can actually. Oh. I can never. Right. Give me a second. Between. I know. Devotion ends. This one, again, I'm being very loose with it because if you, again, she's quote unquote normal in a sense. She is. Like, she can function relatively well. It's just her devotion for Katalina and her Yandere tendencies kind of overshadow the fact that, yeah, like, Vira is very, like, competent, independent. Like, she's worked hard to get where she's at. It's just everything she does is underscored by the fact that she kind of is batshit crazy at times. So again, I'm using this very loosely. And again, this goes into BPD. We'll do this again. Borderline personality disorder is often used as a shorthand discussions around characters like Vira. Characters gripped by the fear of abandonment, consumed by emotional extremes, and tormented by an unstable identity. Like, we're not going to deny that she's totally unstable. She even knows like what she does is not normal. Where do I want to go with this? Her inability to anchor herself above Katalina. Okay. I'll reflect. Page. In BP. I mentioned this before. before. It's like Vira would be a psychiatrist and psychologist who's like worst nightmare. Because alongside BPD, she has BPD as well. It's like, Vira, what the fuck? Alright, we'll go into detail about that too, I guess. I mentioned it before, but we'll go into detail about it. So DPD, dependent personality disorder. Oh my god. Offers another lens. So Vira's Vira's sense of worth. Vira's sense of worth is it's not what I would use here, but we'll use it as a placeholder for now. I can change that later. Funny thing is, the outline's always the hardest part, but script writing kind of is just as hard. Damn, this is a weird angle. If anybody at work ever asks me, "Hey, what's a yandere?" Just no, let's not. It's a lie. It's a lie. I'm gonna read this over again. It's identity. Okay. There are names for the pain Vera lives with, but none of them fully contain her. Borderline personality disorder, BPD, is often used as a shorthand in discussions around characters like Vira. Characters gripped by the fear of abandonment, consumed by emotional extremes, tormented by unstable identity. Vira's emotional dependency, her oscillation between devotion and despair, her inability to anchor herself about Katalina, all reflect key features in BPD. Dependent personality disorder, DPD, offers another lens. Vira's sense of worth is bound to Katalina's presence. She doesn't act as an independent agent. Her choices, behaviors, and even emotions orbit the one person who ever made her feel whole. Her clinging, her obedience, her desperation is not just fear, it's identity. I like the way that sounds. I might have to I'll get rid of bound. Bound, it doesn't sound right when I actually say it. We'll think. Again, for now, like we're because of how complex this is and how lengthy this is gonna be. I'm doing things a little bit. I'm doing things a lot different from how I normally would write a script. Like when it comes to a script, it's pretty much like at least 90% gonna be in the actual video. This time around, because of how like in depth and I have to be, I would say at least 75% will probably be in the video, and I'll have to go over this and just take out the fluff because I'm just trying to get like a good baseline. So in a sense, this is kind of a rough script. It's not the final draft. It's like I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna go over it lengthily and get rid of and keep things and get rid of things. Because I don't want to sound redundant. I don't want to sound redundant. I don't want to keep regurgitating things, you know. Okay. And since we mentioned all this, we have to talk about trauma-based dissociation. Favorites. Fractures in her psyche. Splintering of personality. Expectations. And there is trauma-based dissociation. Fractures in her psyche, splintering of her personality under the weight of expectations and loss. Remember last time I had a phone a friend. I'm like, it was with the Rosa one. I'm like, dude, I kind of shot myself in the foot here. There's a lot of masks that Rosa was shooting me at wears. Send help. No. Like this is fine for the most part. This is something I can handle myself. But again, we have to be specific. Like we're not leaving any stone uncovered with her. It's like we have to be as in depth as possible. At my experience. Okay, the fractures in her psyche. All right, that's enough epicness for today. Let's go with something a little bit more somber. Yeah, let's go for something a little tiny bit more somber, just to change the mood up a little bit. Do. Yeah, we'll go back to straight. I like Straight and Winding. It's such a good song. Okay, so the fractures in her psyche, the splintering of her personality under the weight of expectations and loss. Hmm. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Holy shit. Deeper. We'll go. Let's. All right. It reflects a deeper psychological wounding in a sense. Yes, yes, yes. Deeper. All right, just hear me out. Deeper psychological. Oh my god. Psychological wounding. So, so moments of her being a fucking weirdo. I'm not. Moments of manic. Moments of manic devotion. Devotion are followed by eerie stillness. Yeah. All right. We'll go with this. We'll go with this card angle. Eerie stillness. Eerie stillness. We need an analogy. We need an analogy. We need an analogy. Fuck. Analogy. See how difficult this can be at times, especially with this type of conundrum. With this type of video, like again, super complex. Moments of manic devotion followed by eerie stillness. Eerie stillness. I have an analogy. I don't know if this will work, but what the fuck? Who was messaging me at? There's so much. I know about this final. I know about the Magic Final Fantasy shit. That looks. Hold on. That looks confusing. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. People messaging me on Discord. All right. Moments of manic devotion followed by eerie stillness. When I think of when we think of a Yandere, not using Vira here, what do we think? Like, for me, the biggest thing I see in Yandere is, and this is through my own personal observations of Yandere, is their eyes. Because as I mentioned before, the eyes are a key indicator of someone's emotional state. Sometimes you'll have a Yandere that displays you'll see their eyes as just blank, like they have no emotion, like they're completely emotionless. Or you'll see it's a good example. God, I'm trying to blink right now. All right, it's 8 o'clock p.m. somewhere else. Again, don't drink unless you're an adult. Probably gonna need this. Followed by eerie stillness. Why is it that all my thinking is leading me to Yandere Simulator? What the fuck? All right, we're just gonna write what I'm thinking right now, and later on I'll change it because I should not be thinking about Yandere Simulator. That's the worst possible thing I could be thinking about right now. It's like watching someone. God, okay. Pretend there's someone in front of you. But you're watching someone disappear while they're standing right in front of you. Like you're looking at somebody, but they're not there. There we go. Perfect. right. Damn, that one was actually kind of tough. Like watching someone disappear. Like watching someone disappear while they are like they're not like they're there, but they're not there. There we go. Yeah, still standing. That's the ball. Holy shit. Associated states in dissociated, dissociative. I gotta be careful with that one. Jesus, dissociated. And not all that right. In dissociated states, memory and memory and emotion become severed. So, in a sense, the world around Vira. Again, I'm cooking, but it might not be accurate. So the world around her distorts. Self recedes. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Self recedes. I got you. Spell that right. Stop. Word stop. Self recedes. What remains is survival. What remains is survival instincts. What remains is survival instincts under the guise of affection. Bam. All right. That one was definitely a doozy, but we can still carry on with this. Let me actually read this real quick. See where we are. There are names for the pain Vera lives with, but none of them fully contain her. Borderline personality disorder (BPD) is often used as a shorthand in discussions around characters like Vera. Characters gripped by the fear of abandonment, consumed by emotional extremes, and tormented by unstable identity. Vera's emotional dependency, her oscillation between devotion and despair, her inability to anchor herself without Katalina all reflect key features in BPD. Dependent personality disorder offers another lens. Vera's sense of worth is bound to Katalina's presence. She doesn't act as an independent agent. Her choices, behaviors, and even emotions orbit the one person who ever made her whole. Her clinging, her obedience, her desperation. It's not just fear, it's identity. And then there is trauma-based dissociation, the fractures in her psyche, the splintering of her personality under the weight of expectations and loss reflect the deeper psychological wounding. Moments of manic devotion are followed by eerie stillness, like watching someone disappear while they're still standing in front of you. In dissociated states, memory and emotion become severed. The world around her distorts, the self recedes, and what remains is survival instincts under the guise of affection. Okay, that makes sense. Oh my god, yes, that makes sense. Oh, Vera, you're a funny one. Okay, we can still add a little bit more to this, but at the end of the day, this is not the point. So, but these terms, while useful, yes. What the fuck? These terms, while useful, are not the point. Not the point. So, I have to make it clear, like, we're not. Okay, we have to make this very clear. So, this video does not seek to reduce Vera to a list of So that's besides the point. Like, we're not doing that. So she is not. She's not a textbook case. A textbook case. Uh. Hmm. Us. So, if oh my god. Ew. Oh god. Is not meant to be diagnosed. She is meant to be understood. Okay. Holy crap. Okay. Alright, so we can read that again. How long have I been streaming this for? 30 minutes. Okay. Oh, fuck. I'm looking at my outline right now. Next up is the mythological aspect, the mythological ties. I'm not gonna be able to do that because I gotta definitely go re-educate myself on them because I do know, but the references I'm gonna use is Lady Rokujo, and obviously I know about Medea because of Fate. Medea's easy. I'm gonna be using Lady Rokujo, Medea, and Narcissus. I'm familiar with Narcissus, and I'm familiar with Lady Rokujo. No, I'm relatively familiar with Lady Rokujo, but I need to fact check myself just in case. I don't want to write anything that's not actual, that's not factual. I know good about Medea because of Fate, and Narcissus. I just gotta re-educate myself with it. So we'll read section 12 again because we just finished it, just to make sure everything's good. Tomorrow, while I'm on break, I'll fact check myself just in case, and I'll jot down notes because again I was gonna use them, especially specifically related to Rokujo. God, read Jason and the Argonauts, and you'll be in for like a shitstorm of like despair right there. I feel bad for Medea. Hold on, give me 1 second. Unfortunately, my iPad is churning. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar. Obviously, I'm familiar with Medea because of Fate, so it's fine. Narcissus, I got some. Narcissus, I got some background with Narcissus. He loves himself. Oh, what? Oh boy, I'm sorry. That's that. When I get to that, I'll get to that. Anyways, we'll read this over. We'll correct ourselves, but I'll wrap it up because I need to go make sure I got all my information right because I don't want to write down any bad information because that's what I don't do that here. But we make sure everything's factual to a T. So there are names for the pain Vira lives with, but none of them fully contain her. Borderline personality disorder is often used as a shorthand in discussions around characters like Vira. Characters gripped by the fear of abandonment, consumed by emotional extremes, and tormented by unstable identity. Vira's emotional dependency, her oscillation between devotion and despair, her inability to anchor herself without Katalina all reflect key features in BPD. Dependent personality disorder offers another lens. Vera's sense of worth is bound by Katalina's presence. She doesn't act as an independent agent. Her choices, behaviors, and even emotions orbit the one person who ever made her feel whole. Her clinging, her obedience, her desperation is not just fear, it's identity. And then there's trauma-based dissociation, my favorite. Two. The fractures in her psyche, splintering of her personality under the weight of expectations and loss, reflect the deeper psychological wounding. Moments of manic devotion are followed by eerie stillness like watching someone disappear while they are standing in front of you. And dissociative states, memory and emotion are become severed. Dissociative states, memory, and emotion are become severed. I am getting tongue twisted right now. That's embarrassing. The world around her distorts. The self recedes, and what remains is survival instincts under the guise of affection. But these terms, while useful, are not the point. This video does not seek to reduce Vera to a list of symptoms. She is not a textbook case. These frameworks are not cages, but maps guiding us through her inner world. Vera is not meant to be diagnosed. She's meant to be understood. Yeah, again, because she gets a bad rap, because what people see her as from the outside. No, she's a very complex character. Okay, but yeah, like I said, unfortunately, Section 13 is the mythological ties. Like, again, I have information on Medea because of Fate. I definitely know Fate because of Castor is Medea. Neuroscience, yeah, I have knowledge. It's just Lady Rokujo. I just need to fact check myself because I'm familiar, but it's been a long time since I actually delved into that area. So tomorrow I'll fact check myself, make sure all my notes are correct, then we'll come back and we'll write that section. Anyways, good shit. Relatively short stream, but we got this out of the way. Section 12 is done. We're at the halfway point. Section 12 out of 24. Be expecting Section 13, the mythological ties, tomorrow. Other than that, we